Hi, Rich Hoffman here. As usual, I always enjoy the Davos visits every time they get together in Switzerland to talk about the World Economic Forum. I don't like the World Economic Forum at all, but I enjoy the perspective of all the people who go there and talk about the things they think are important. So I enjoy all the interviews at Davos, and particularly I really enjoyed Trump's interview and his speech and subsequent interviews. And I have to say, the highlight was for me when he talked about Somalia, because it brings up an important distinction. What's the value of civilization? What's the value of figuring out how to make a society that follows rules, and you can have property rights and have nice lawns and have a police force and have a political system that serves the needs of the community? The conceptual faculty that creates civilization is pretty important, and a lot of the world hasn't figured it out very well, and the United States has been very good at it. And so when you rank civilization based on productivity of an economy, that's a measure of success and how you function. If you're successful in meeting the needs of what a population expects. And so Western civilization has been unparalleled in rising the standard of living for most people. So when you're talking about world economics and you're talking about policies and philosophies, it's not enough to say socialism's bad, communism's bad, capitalism's good. The proof's in the pudding. And when Trump went to the World Economic Forum and said that one of the biggest examples of failure in the world is the Somali population that came into the United States and created these little cells of destruction, they're simply reflecting where they came from. And who are they to come to the United States and bring all their dumb ideas to policy making, get into politics and start screwing up, trying to turn America into Somalia? And that's really when you find out, you peel back all the immigration policies, you see that's what the left wanted, those anti-civilization people, the people who think that it was great that the Indians were the way they were, live in peace and smoke a peace pipe and pray for the rain, instead of developing an irrigation system that can make water grow crops all the time. Western civilization has raised the standard of living for people in magnificent ways, and it should be celebrated, and the United States and its achievements should certainly not be wavered against. And the habit that we've seen for many years has been that America has to apologize somehow for its success, when really it was bad ideas that other countries had and held them back, held their people down, put them in impoverished conditions. And we've been looking for somebody to go out and say, stop apologizing. America is successful. Follow the American lead and you'll do better. But don't come to Somalia. Don't come to the United States with all your dumb ideas and expect everything to work out great. We don't want to hear your mouth. We don't want to hear what you have to say. We can give you an opportunity to accelerate in life, but don't bring all the ideas that failed your society and expect it to somehow be embraced by people who have been good at it. So one of the reasons Trump was elected is because he spent his whole life essentially saying, my standard is way up here, whether it's women, gold, business ethics, it's a standard that's high, and Americans wanted to feel that standard in their political order. So they wanted a guy who was going to be in the White House who would not apologize for being successful. And so what we got at Davos in 2026 was exactly that. Now, Trump's done Davos speeches before, and they've always been good. He's done great speeches at the UN, the kind of stuff we've always wanted to hear, that we would like to say if we could have the chance to say it. So he represents a lot of American people who don't want to apologize for their success. We'd like to see other people have opportunities for success, but we certainly aren't going to dumb down what we're doing in order to go back to some primitive mindset. And I think that the distinction here in this Davos crowd, this particular time, is is significant because we're done apologizing. I think America, the whole Barack Obama been the need of the world idea, we're going to apologize. We're going to give you all the great stuff we've made because we want to be equal. All that nonsense, people got tired of it. We had the drumbeat in the media for years and years. Our movies all told us you got to give back some of that stuff that you have because those people don't have it, and they don't have it because they had bad ideas. And then that brings up the whole Canada thing. So the squabbles between Canada and the United States, with America moving into Greenland and starting to have a territorial expansion, which is more than justified. People in Greenland will be a lot better off under the umbrella of the United States than they would be by themselves. And that's the sake with Canada. Canada benefits because it sits next to the United States. If it wasn't for the United States, Canada would never exist. Canada would have any kind of economy. They'd be a third world country. And Trump brought that up and mentioned it because their new prime minister there is getting a little arrogant and haughty-taughty from a big banker, centralized banker interest. He's a kind of typical Davos person that has said a bunch of dumb things over the years, and all those dumb things equate to a civilization that doesn't expand. And they get this leftist ideology that they utter, and they expect the world, it all to work. And really, they live in a little bubble. And it's hard for them to see that the bubble burst a long time ago, but they benefit from leeching off others. Bankers do that all the time. Bankers don't have any money. They just broker people who go out there and caretake things, and they collect a fee for that transaction. And he has that banker mentality, like, we're all equal. No, you're not all equal. You benefit, Canada benefits because it's next to the United States. And it has trade with the United States by a spillover effect of the greatest economy in the world. And that's the only reason Canada is doing anything economically in the world. Otherwise, their policies, especially the socialism that they've tried to embody, and that's the same with Mexico. Mexico has been run by socialists forever, and they only exist in any kind of decency because they are parallel to the United States, and it's the United States that carries everybody. So that's the premise of Western civilization, and that's the kind of thing that all socialists out there want to ignore. They want to pretend like it's not a thing. It doesn't really exist, and we're all equal. No, we're not equal. There's dumb ideas, and there's dumb ideas that formulate countries. And if those countries then cascade into the rest of culture, then you end up with a country like Somalia that can't put two sticks together to make a breadbasket. And you don't see the great invention and great economic standards coming from places that have bad ideas at the core of their management system, how they run their countries. And you have to say that. If people choose to do dumb things, if people choose to be poor, they choose not to get up out of bed in the morning and go to work, that's on them. But not everybody's equal. The people who don't get up and go do something don't get to benefit from people who do get up and go do something. And that's what happens when you have countries that create policies that are destructive towards economic development, and they adhere to a bunch of ideas that don't allow them to create a proper civilization. Of course, they're going to fail. But then you can't throw them all in a basket and say, okay, now the ones that are successful, give to the ones that aren't successful. And we wanted somebody to represent us at the places like Davos for a long time, and Trump does. And he did it in a way that was not apologetic, and it articulated the correct situation. Don't bring your dumb ideas into the United States and expect us to openly embrace them. They are dangerous, and what's Somalia done for anybody that's been good in the world? They can't even run a police force. So Trump said that, and he said what we're all thinking, and it's about time somebody did. And the same with Canada. You're not equal because we're all in some kind of United Nations together. You're only benefiting because you're next to a successful country. Your policies didn't make you that way. You just happen to get lucky. It's like the water boy on a football team. You get the Super Bowl ring because you give water to the players, but the players are out there playing and winning. And you're just benefiting because you're on the team. And that's what a lot of people in the world have been doing for a long time, and we've been sick of it. And it's been nice to see that somebody's represented us properly at Davos in a way that truly represents what we all are thinking anyway. and been a good thing. So Davos 2026, much better than previous Davos visits, and definitely better than any time during the Biden administration. But Trump represented the United States well and said the things that we needed to say. Bad ideas have consequences, and if you build a country around bad ideas, of course, you're not going to be very successful. But if you want to learn how to be successful, follow the United States' lead, and we'll help you do it. And that's the theme of Davos this year. Very good. Anyway, Rich Hoffman here. Share, subscribe, make tomorrow a better day. If you ever read my book, The Gunfighter's Guide to Business, I think you'll love it. And we have a good day. See you later.